What's up, everybody? It's your friendly urban guitar legend back with another bangin' review. As always, if you enjoyed the intro music that you just heard entitled Gemma, feel free to download it at my website, www.urbanguitarlegend.com/Gemma. And last but not least, if you stumbled onto this video somewhere on the internet besides YouTube and you want to figure out how to get back to this video, you can get to it also from my website, www.urbanguitarlegend.com/Flamma-FM10-mixing-console. And without further ado, let's get into this review. I'm super stoked today to be reviewing this Flamma FM10 mixing console. The reason I'm so excited about it is this mixing console is not only going to help me to better do my live streaming, but it's got something that I haven't seen on any mixing consoles out there. I mean, maybe it is out there. I don't know. I've been out of the loop for a while. But suffice it to say, it has built-in effects, but the effect parameters are not accessed on the mixer itself. They're actually accessed through software that you download from the Flamma website, which we're actually going to do and see how easy it is to, or if it's really easy to download that software and to use it. So that's one cool thing. Also, one of the channels, the second channel on here, you could plug a guitar into. It's got a high impedance input on it, and then it's got an amp simulator button. So this makes it so that I don't even have to either go through an amplifier and mic it up, or have to go through an effect unit and like plug it into channels 3 and 4 or 5 and 6. I can do the amp simulation right there, right here on the mixer through the software. I'm curious if it's going to sound as good as the Flamma FX100, which I also did a review of. If you want to check out that review, should be a link in the card that I'm going to attach to this. Yeah, so I'm hoping that the effects or the guitar sound as decent as that. That way I can do my live streaming and I don't really even have to worry about plugging into another device. I can actually just come into this device and do everything. Let's read a little bit about what's on the box instead of me trying to figure this stuff out. This is a 6-channel multi-purpose audio mixer and interface with high-quality DSP. That's digital signal processor chip. Supports loopback for live playback of backing tracks while recording and or live streaming. Okay, this is interesting. So while I'm actually live streaming, I should be able to play back what's coming off of my computer through the same USB cable and send it back through that USB cable back to OBS or Streamlabs OBS and stream it. So that's going to be interesting. You've got a mix function. Mix function allows easy switching between direct monitor, USB audio monitor, or mixed signal. Okay, so USB audio monitor, that's what's coming back from the USB. Direct monitor, that's me plugged into it, either through this microphone or through my guitar. Traditional, easy to operate mixer control panel. Professional DSP software allows easy editing for any musical style. Okay, we're going to find out if it's actually professional level DSP editing software. I'm sure it is. I expect nothing but the best from Flamma. So we're going to get into it and check it out. Here we go. What I noticed about this mixer that's very interesting is it's actually got 2 USB connections on it. One just says USB, and the other one, it doesn't say USB, it says 5-volt DC. Okay, what this one is for is if you were just plugging it into a power source. So in other words, it comes with some USB cables. One I'm using right now, well actually the one I'm using right now is what I would normally use to plug into this power brick, because it's a USB-C, it's a USB-C to USB-A connector, and it will allow you to use different power bricks, which look like, I mean, everybody knows what a power brick looks like, but this is what a USB power brick would look like. And you'd have a USB on the end of it. And anyway, so you would come into here into the wall. That's what you use this input for, okay? This input is not used to plug into your computer to charge it. You could use it, not charge, but to power this mixer. You could use your computer to power this mixer, but keep in mind that this mixer won't show up as an audio source inside your computer settings when using this. This is only for powering, is what I'm trying to tell you, okay? This one you can use to power or as an interface. So I'm actually powering off of my USB jack of my MacBook Pro, because my MacBook Pro provides 500 milliamps of power. And that's what you need. You need 500 milliamps of power to power this. And I think most all MacBooks will have 500 milliamps of power. So you should be good to go there. And if not, just make sure your jack on your PC or Mac does have 500 milliamps of power that it can supply to this. But you can also see that, okay, you can just go to your PC if it doesn't have 500 milliamps of power, or you can go to your phone and you can get your power from this one over here. But right now, I'm doing it all. I'm getting my power and using it as an audio interface. Okay, so let's look at the mixer and see what it's got going on. As you can see right here, it is it's a 6-channel mixer, because you have one mono channel here, another mono channel here, stereo channel, which you can break it up into mono. You can plug 2 different 1/4-inch jacks. Here you could plug 2 different RCA jacks and have mono, or you can plug left and right and have stereo. So it's technically a 6-channel mixer, but you probably more use it as a 2 mono and 2 stereo mixer. The first channel, we've got 48-volt phantom power, and we've also got a pad switch. And the phantom power is so you can power mics that take phantom power, like really decent condenser microphones. Like the one I have plugged in right now is a AKG Perception 220. So without that phantom power button pushed, I would not be getting any sound, okay? The second channel does not have phantom power. So you have to use that with a microphone like a dynamic mic that does not take phantom power. I've already tried plugging the condenser into here, and you won't get any sound. You won't get any sound out of it. So you need to use a dynamic mic. Okay, but over here you also have an instrument input. So you would press that down when you're going to plug a guitar or a bass directly into here. And then you also have a pad. And each of these pads on channel 1 and channel 2 are negative 10 dB. So it will cut your signal down by 10 dB by using either one of those pads. As you can see right now, I'm actually using the first channel with this microphone, and I'm going out of the mixer directly into this DSLR camera. So I'm going 1/4-inch out into the DSLR camera. Actually, I've got some 1/4-inch to RCA adapters. So this cable was a RCA to mini whatever 1/8-inch plug or whatnot. So I'm going right out of this into my camera. So the sound you're hearing is being processed by this board right now through this AKG microphone. As I told you before, it has effects on each channel, but you're going to have to access them through the software. It has compressor and it has reverb. Now, I haven't downloaded software yet, so I haven't tweaked any sounds. I'm just going to press the reverb and see what's the default reverb setting that's in there, which I cannot change because I haven't downloaded the software yet. But let's just see what it does. Okay, this is with the reverb on. So this is the default reverb that came with it. I'm sure that it's going through the RCAs and into my Canon EOS 70D, and I'm going to turn it off. Okay, now the reverb is off. Turn on the compressor. Now the compressor's on, you see the light is lit, and you notice a little bit of a difference of sound because that's what you can do with the compressor. You can dynamically change the sound. I won't explain how a compressor works. I'll let you guys look all that up. And now we have the reverb and the compressor on at the same time. So turning the reverb off, and now turning the compressor off. So now it's as easy as that whenever you want to add those effects, which is really, really cool. I can't wait till we get in and actually see how to tweak those effects, which will be great. Over here on the amp side, well, I say amp side, but the side that you can plug an instrument into, it also has an amp simulator and it also has a reverb. Now, I'm just curious to know what it would sound like if I plugged the microphone in here and turned on the reverb just to see what the reverb setting is, and I also want to see what the amp simulation setting is. So let's try that right now. I'm going to grab a microphone, I'm going to grab a dynamic mic. Use this dynamic mic that I won at Guitar Center. I've never won, well, I can't say I've never won anything in my life, but you know how you're at some event and they're doing a raffle and you pretty much never win? Well, I won something one time. So it was this EV microphone. So I'm going to use this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my volume down, the gain and the level, because it's a good thing to do before you unplug microphones. But instead of doing that, actually, I'm just going to hit the mute button, because there's actually a mute button on here that will mute channels 1 and 2. So let's do that now. Okay, now I'm using the dynamic microphone, and I'm going to see what happens when I, mind you, oh, I did mention something. The gain and the level, I have those both set to about 75%, or really like 3 o'clock, but that equals about 75% because it goes from 0 to 10. So it just seems to work best that way so far. The gain is used to adjust the input level, and the level is used to adjust what is actually going out of the channel into the main bus. So you always want to set your gain first and set it as loud as you can set it, actually, without it clipping. This, ooh, it started to clip there for a second. Check 1, 2, check 1. It gets really sensitive once you get, wow. Okay, so you're pretty good until you get like really close to 10, and then you got to be careful because it just like jumps up. Yeah, that's very sensitive. I'm holding the microphone down. Let me back it off a little bit. Okay, yeah. You don't really want to go all the way up to 10, but you want to go kind of close to 10. When you see that peak start to go red, you know that's too much of an input level. So I'm back that down a little bit more. Okay, cool. All right, now we're going to see what happens when I press the reverb. Check 1, 2, and I've got reverb on that channel too. Excellent. Let's check the amp simulation, which I don't know how they have it preset inside of here. We haven't downloaded the software yet, so let's just try it. Let's just see what the amp simulation on a microphone, mind you. Check 1, 2. Okay, now I'm getting like a kind of a distorted, sort of distorted kind of sound. It's basically my microphone going through a guitar effects processor. But anyway, I'm sure we can have some fun with that with the guitar later. Take that off. Okay, I'm gonna plug back in the condenser microphone. I'm gonna mute both those channels. Okay, now you saw what the dynamic mic sounded like through the other channel. Mind you, you can use the dynamic mic on this channel 1 as well. You know, no problem. It's just when you're trying to use condenser microphones, they need to be on a channel that has phantom power, or else it ain't gonna work. All right, so we've also got 2 more inputs, which is cool. I could plug my guitar into it. Of course, I won't need to once I start using this instrument channel, hopefully. And then we got another 5 and 6, which we could plug, I don't know, a cassette player, if anybody still knows what that is, or CD player, or MP3 player, or whatever. But it also has an aux input. So technically, I think the aux input shares the 5 and 6. So we'll see how all that works out. But anyway, for right now, let's get into it. Let's download the software. Let's see what it can do. I've got OBS loaded up so that I could do a screen share. And so basically in the manual that came with it, or actually in the warranty card, it says download the software from flammainnovation.com. And let's see how easy that is going to be to do. So we're going to type in Flamma Innovation Let's see if we can get there. Okay, it's coming up pretty quick. Here's the mixer. Cool. I got a nice website, by the way. Good job, Flamma. I think Behringer needs to watch out, man, because it's like all the products I'm getting from Shenzhen, China is crazy dope. I mean, like, it's really good stuff for reasonable prices. I mean, it's not so cheap that you think that it's, you know, it's going to be, you know, not good, but the prices are just very competitive, and the quality, the build quality has been nothing but stellar, at least on the FX100 I've got. And I would expect nothing but the same on this FM10 mixer. So let's see, relevant attachments. That must be where the, okay, here we go. Here is the Flamma. Okay, there it is. Actually downloaded it before already, but we'll just download it again just to see how quick it downloads. So it seems to be downloading pretty quick. And let's also download the manual. Okay, here we go. Boom, got the mixer. Okay, let's actually download it because we didn't download it. It just rendered. So let's download to my downloads folder. All right, so basically the software, how does it work? So you launch the software, and initially this connected button is not ticked. So it'll be disconnected. What does that mean? Well, that means that when you hit the amp or the reverb or one of these buttons that will activate some kind of effects, the settings will be wherever they were last set when you were using the software. Okay, pretty much. Once you start tweaking this software, it won't have any effect until you actually connect it. So let me show you what I mean by that. For example, this is with a dry guitar. You can hear that's pretty quiet, okay? I'm gonna hit the amp simulation button, and that should take me back to wherever the amp was set on the last time I was messing with the software. So here you see that's kind of loud, and you can also see on the software down here, it does say E-guitar distortion, so that must be where I had it set the last time. I'm gonna hit reverb. So the reverb is set to wherever it was, and the amp is set to wherever it was. If I want to start tweaking things, for example, amp simulation is on, and say I want to actually go to a different preset, it's not really changing anything because I haven't hit the connect button. So I need to hit the connect button to connect the software to the actual mixer. Now you notice when I go to different presets, they're now changing. So let's go to 10. You can see I had a heavy reverb, and I had a heavy reverb send on that too. So I'm sending a lot. Kind of like the way that sounds. Okay. Cool. Let's actually hear it with a track. Let's see if we can play some actual music with it. Let's see what this sounds like. so that sounds pretty good to me. Yep. So just to recap, basically when you have the software open, the mixer is going to retain whatever settings you actually had while you had the software open. So you don't have to tell it to save to the mixer. The mixer is just going to automatically remember however you had it set inside the software. So anyway, just to sum it up, I think the Flamma FM10 mixing console is definitely an excellent buy, especially for the money. You get a lot of bang for the buck. You get the loop back feature to listen to your music and play along with it at the same time. Great for OBS and podcasting. You've got the software that controls the effects inside the mixer. Also a great added feature, especially for us guitar players. This really helps. This less stuff you got to take around. You know, you just take your mixer and you mix in your laptop, and you're kind of like a one-man, you know, podcasting show or whatever. Just plug into the mixer, and you've got a decent guitar sound. You normally do not get something, you know, that decent from plugging a guitar directly into a mixing console. So having a built-in amp simulation is crazy. It's a game changer for me. So big shout out to Flamma Innovation, Shenzhen. They're coming on strong with the heat. So Mackie, Behringer, you guys better watch out, because these guys are coming up with some pretty cool stuff here. And anyway, we'll talk to you later. Again, I'm Urban Guitar Legend, and we'll see you next time.